Hello and welcome to Lotus on Track. We're here today in Donington for the Lotus Cup UK and also showing races from Nürburgring, Germany for the Lotus Cup Europe. So sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Racing in Lotus Cup UK today, we have Martin and James from the 2nd Royal Tank Regiment. We caught up with them earlier, so let's see what they have to say. Tell me a little bit about why you're racing today.
I've been really lucky to have a relationship with the Lotus on Track Drivers Club, and I raced myself with them last year. They gave me one of the guest drives, which was really kind. I took my squadron Badger of the 2nd Royal Tank Regiment out to Afghanistan, and we came back in May. And one of the things which they said to us sort of as we went, apart from to wish us luck, was to offer the prize to one of they normally are tank drivers, and we were driving Warthog vehicles out there in Afghanistan, to get the opportunity to come and become a race driver from scratch. And Martin was the lucky man to be selected for the purpose. Okay, so Martin, are you excited today, or are you nervous? How are you feeling exactly?
I've got all mixed emotions at the moment. Very excited, a bit optimistic as well. It's all going good at the moment. You
raced yesterday, how did you get on?
Done very well, didn't crash, didn't come last. I finished both my races and it was very good.
Brilliant, brilliant. And you only started racing, was it a week ago you passed your licence?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I got my licence. I done that was done at Bedford Autodrome, done the whole day there, morning there, and then done Aberville with a whole day tuition, and then I was done racing here. So.
Are you going to be racing first or second today?
I'll be racing second, so I've got a bit of catching up, a bit of keep the position I got, so it'll be alright.
I'm sure you'll be fine. And also, I hear you're going to be racing the 24-hour race. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, we've been very lucky. I mean, here, of course, you know, Lotus on Track Drivers Club bringing us out, Essex Autosport looking after us, but Mazda Motors UK have given us a car to run in the 24-hour Brit car at Silverstone, to raise awareness of forces charities in motorsport, and that's a fantastic opportunity. So for me, I'm using a couple of mini endurance races here today to sort of a bit of experience of running in a field of really fast stuff. And obviously I'm trying to hand the car over in a decent state to Martin so that he gets a good run at the end of the race. But he's been getting faster and faster, more and more competitive, and his times have dropped off throughout the weekend. So really proud of how he's doing.
Well, they've got a lot of work to do though, because it is a huge field of cars here for the Lotus Cup UK. It's going to be Jim Cameron who starts that #2 car, with plenty of their colleagues in the army there to cheer them on as the cars head out onto the circuit. Huge field of cars, wonderful array of Lotuses as well, and this is how they're going to line up for the start of the race, with on pole position the Fenns, father and son David and Rob Fenn, alongside them on the front row of the grid Steve Williams on the second row. Great qualifying from Matt Sherrington, split him up into third with Simon Deacon in fourth. Mark Gooday is there in fifth, and Paul McNeely and BJ Chong in sixth. It's going to be a rolling start. The lights are off on the pace car, which means we're going to go green this time around as the cars shuffle through the club chicane and then proceed along the start-finish straight. When the red lights go out, we'll be racing. They go out now and away we go as the field charge down towards Redgate for the first time. It's Rob Fenn who is starting the Go Green Motorsport car. That's in the middle of the circuit as Matt Sherrington looks to the inside into Redgate. Around the outside comes Steve Williams. It's Williams who manages to maintain that second position. Everybody through more or less cleanly. Vital Chauhan, a slight moment. He's going to rejoin the back of the pack as everybody else safely through Hollywood and down the Craner curves, with Rob Fenn leading, but he's got Steve Williams in that 211 right on his tail. Rob going very defensive into the old hairpin there. Steve Williams could get an opportunity to move up. We've also got a good battle shaping up here between Simon Deacon, Mark Gooday and also Pete Story. So battles throughout the pack. Matt Sherrington, it is in the Europa. He is holding on to third place at the moment. That's a really good showing from Matt this weekend here at Donington, as it is for Rob Fenn. First time this season that car has actually looked like it's a genuine race-winning prospect. It was very quick in qualifying, and already in the early stage of the race it's flying as well. So they come out of Coppice and onto the Dunlop Straight for the first time. It used to be home to the Dunlop Bridge, hence the name. The bridge has gone. It was just there as the drivers come over that crest and then break down into the club chicane to bring an end to the first lap of the race. And up into third has gone Simon Deacon, so Matt Sherrington demoted into fourth as they flip through the chicane, put on the right foot and then accelerate on the start and finish straight on towards Redgate. Further back, Neil Stotter moving across the grass there. I think it was a disagreement over a piece of time with Dave Carr possibly that sent him wide, but no problems there for Stotter. He's going to rejoin us. Mark Gooday looks to challenge now on Matt Sherrington. Matt Sherrington wise to that one, and so he's going to have to be quite defensive though heading down the Craner curves. Luigi Mazza also trying to make ground in the Exige through Craner curves, and Gooday makes a big error. He runs out wide and Pete Story's going to slide through there. No questions asked really there for Pete. And Mark Gooday, slightly uncharacteristic error, he just seemed to miss the apex down the hill. Ring car with Tom Bradshaw, who is well up at this stage in the production class. Tom, experienced Porsche and single-seater racer, has been one of the highlights this year in the Lotus Cup UK. See how he progresses up through the fields. We've got the challenge possibly for the lead. Rob Fenn again planting that car firmly in the middle of the road, making Steve Williams do all the hard work and drive around him. Well, Steve not quite able to do so. And as ever this weekend at Donington, it's been a marathon weekend for Steve, because not only is he a very competitive driver, he also prepares a good number of the cars in the field as well. So he really has been flat out all weekend. As turning into Redgate goes the race leader, Rob Fenn, who put the car on pole position in the closing stage of the qualifying earlier on, as Jim Cameron looks to make some progress. Also well up is the 53 car of Chris Mayhew, as down the hill into the old hairpin once more come the leading duo. They now begin to play a bit of an advantage here over Simon Deacon in third position, in car once more with Matt Cherrington, as he is in pursuit of Deacon in that 211, closing them actually as they accelerate through Schwantz and then up towards McLean's. On their way through as we move back to look at the battle for the lead of the production class. Steve Quick just from Ken Savage, and also a very fast starting Andy Napier in the white 61 car that he's sharing with Rob Woolridge this weekend. So those three cars joined in battle. We've got a replay. It's Jim Cameron into the gravel trap and avoiding spin in sympathy from behind from Chris Mayhew. Now Cameron is stuck there. Here comes the ever trusty Digger, who's going to get him out there and hopefully back into the race. So the recovery is ongoing, the race continues, and Matt Cherrington has a good run on Simon Deacon, which he can't exploit though, because of course we've got the wave yellow flags here. The car of James Cameron all but recovered. He's there just to the left of your screen. So through the chicane goes Matt Cherrington as he continues to try and find his way past Simon Deacon. Maybe the run towards Redgate. In fact, Cherrington's got a good opportunity here to make the move. He moves the inside of Deacon. Deacon squeezes him towards the grass, but he gives him enough width. And through is going to go Matt Cherrington back into third position. And the move completed by the time they make the apex at Redgate. So a good move there. It also brings Pete Story into the mix as well, because he is now in hot pursuit of Simon Deacon. The pair of them good mates off the track, always having some great battles on track as well. So got three of them fighting it for third as Story looks the inside into the old hairpin, and that wasn't really realistic, I don't think, there for Pete Story. Really does suck you in the old hairpin. You see the big gap to the inside of the circuit, you want to go for the move, and then the other car swoops across Claims line. That's exactly what happened there. But Story is still homing in here on Simon Deacon. He's got another good run out of McLean's uphill towards Coppice, and Pete Story might just do this. No, he won't, because Simon Deacon closes the door, then reopens it, and Pete Story again looking to the inside. They run side by side on to the Dunlop straight. Now look at the bottom left of your screen there, because you can see Pete Story. He's in our slipstream. We're in car with Simon Deacon. We are about to start braking into the chicane. Deacon goes to the inside, and Pete Story, where is he? He's through on the inside, up into fourth, nicely done. And you can see he was just into the blind spot there as Simon Deacon, who planted the car in the middle of the road. Pete Story looked to one side, then went to the other. It's now the turn of Deacon to look to start the fight back to reclaim the position. He's bouncing off the rev limiter. As the pair of them battle, they also bring Mark Gooday back into the mix as well. So it's Story in fourth, Deacon in fifth, and Mark Gooday in sixth position as they accelerate through Hollywood and then down the Craner curves. Such a spectacular sequence of corners this one. You can really see Simon Deacon trying there. The car absolutely balancing on the limits of adhesion there as it shifts through the camber change to the Craner curves. He then plants his right foot on the exit of the old hairpin through Schwantz as Steve Quick leads production class still. We've then got Andy Napier, who's gone up into second in the production class ahead of Ken Savage. It's great to see Andy going so well. He really does enjoy his racing, works very hard to get that car looking competitive as Nigel Ayres and Neil Stottert continue to have a great little scrap. It's Stottert in the blue car on the tail of Ayres. See whether he finds his way through as we go back to the battle for fourth, fifth and sixth. And it's now Mark Gooday in sixth position. He's possibly going to be challenging Simon Deacon in fifth. We head onto the Dunlop straight once more, and again, bottom left of your screen, you can see Mark Gooday, although not quite as close this time around. The front spoiler just scraping on the track there from Gooday as he brakes heavily into the chicane, and then they flip out and on to complete another lap. And again, Mark Gooday looking to the inside of Simon Deacon. This time he's got another good run on Deacon, and Deacon looks to squeeze Mark Gooday, but Gooday is already up the inside. There's nothing that Deacon can do, and if Mark Gooday's positive on the brakes here, he's going to make that move stick. He does exactly that. He goes through. Deacon then moves straight onto his rear spoiler as they come out of Redgate and down the Craner curves once more. Deacon again looking to retaliate as quickly as possible. And again, Goudet running slightly wide through the crane of curves. He doesn't seem to be entirely comfortable there, and that's going to enable Deacon through at the old hairpin. Great move there from Deacon if he can make it stick, but Martin Goudet has got the track position possibly as they accelerate through Swanson up the hill towards McLean's. And again, Mark Goudet all over the road. He's not really weaving here, he's just following the natural line of the circuit. It's enough to keep Simon Deacon at bay. So what can Deacon do as they climb the hill towards Coppice? Again, he looks to the inside, he then jinks back to the more conventional racing line. That, he hopes, will give him a run onto Dunlop Straight. Tanya Mann out of the race, unfortunately. She stalks away, looking disconsolately at her car. Go back to this super fight for 4th, 5th and 6th. And Goudet has withstood the challenge from Deacon. He looks to make the move on Pete Story. That's going to be very close through Redgate. I think Mark Goudet is going to do that here, because he's got the inside line as they accelerate through Hollywood and down the crane of curves. So it's Goudet who goes into 4th position. Pete Story therefore back into 5th, and then Simon Deacon still in 6th. But again, Mark Goudet slightly wide down the crane of curves. Here a slight snatching of the brakes from Pete Story on the way into the old hairpin. That's going to give Deacon an opportunity on the outside, and he's going to go through. Or is he, as they come through Swanson? Yes, he is. And that was all set up on the way into the old hairpin. When Pete Story snagged a brake, you could hear the tyre lock slightly, and he just lost the exit speed from the old hairpin, and that was enough for Simon Deacon to go through and reclaim 5th position. Well, Jim Cameron back into the pit lane as the team get to work getting the gravel out of that car, so can get Jim back out into the race, and more importantly, give Martin Corpelston the drive he's been waiting for all weekend in the second half of the race. Well, the safety car is out due to one or two errant vehicles out on the circuit, so the car's forming up behind the safety car. The exception of Jim Cameron, he is charging back into the race. We're going for a break. We'll be back in a moment's time.